So, good morning, friends. So, today we talk about Varanasi, and this is our fifth lecture. Okay, this is part 5. We started a series called Varanasi, and we take 8 or 9 parts in it. Initially, I said we have 11 to 12 parts, but I think 8 to 9 parts is enough, and we may increase the time duration from 20 to 26 minutes in each lecture, and through this we cover the whole dimension. Due to some emergency, I not uploaded lectures on previous 2 3 days, so I cover that part in next two lectures, and through that I try to cover the whole aspect of that series. Okay, so today I take a dimension called knowledge. Okay, because Varanasi is called as the capital of knowledge. Okay, great beings gather knowledge from this place and spread that knowledge in the whole world. Be it Mahadeva, be it Guru Nanak Dev, be it Mahatma Buddha, who gave his first sermon here in Sarnath, be it Tulsidas, Kabir Das, Munshi Premchand, Devkinand Khatri, Rai Das, and many other great beings gain knowledge from here and spread that knowledge in the whole world. Okay, so this city is very famous for knowledge. Okay, in the world, if you talk about a knowledgeable person, lots of people, or I can say 99 people suggests Pandit from Banaras. Okay, because people dedicate their whole life in gaining that knowledge and spread that knowledge in the whole world. Okay, so they do not focus on other dimensions. Other dimensions are also important, but they focus on that dimension called knowledge so much that wherever you talk about knowledge, there is a mention of Kasi from its ancient till now. Okay, it is an ancient city in the world. In the India, it's ancient, but in the world, I think it's take fourth or fifth position. Okay, so what is knowledge? Okay, knowledge has no definition. Okay, you can download the whole cosmos within yourself, and through that, you take pieces from here and there and gain knowledge from it. Okay, but true knowledge is you know yourself, you know yourself completely, and if you are able to do that, then automatically you know the whole cosmos. Okay, because fundamental things from which these two things are made are same. Okay, two things. What two things? First thing is you as a macrocosmos, and second thing is the whole cosmos. We call it microcosmos, and Kasi is a link, a bridge between microcosmos to macrocosmos. That means this city link these two dimensions. Okay, so people who want to get knowledge come here. People who want to get nirvana or called moksha or ultimate liberation come here. People who want to, what can I say, learn music, learn dance, learn art, visual art, performing arts, or many kinds of arts, and many foreigners also travel here to take into the deep ocean of knowledge and collect that knowledge and spread in the whole world. Okay, many spiritual leaders, be it Indian or foreigner, all praises this city because this city has that energy which is very essential for any human being who want to gain knowledge about the whole cosmos. Okay, I mentioned 2 3 people who write a book or quotation about this city. First, Sadhguru, a current guru, phenomenal leader. Second one is Vivekananda. Third one is Mark Twain from America, who described this city in a so beautiful manner in his book that I start focusing more on this city after reading his quotation and his books. Okay, initially when you come in the city, you see it's a very absurd, not in order, and very, what can I say, not a city which people praise it. But when you stay here for some month or year and look deep into that, okay, I'm sorry, due to some disturbance. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so I mentioned few peoples through their opinion you understand about the city in a better manner. For example, Kabir. Okay, just a minute. This guy act as a bridge between religion, caste, creed, and knowledge. Okay, so our topic today is knowledge. He say, if I put one doha of his, पोथी पढ़ पढ़ जग मुआ, पंडित भया न कोय, ढाई आखर प्रेम का, पढ़े सो पंडित हो. What it means? It means people gain knowledge from reading lots of book and dead. Okay, but they do not understand the true meaning of knowledge. But a simple people who just read two words of love, he gain ultimate knowledge. Okay, so this guy also act as a bridge between knowledge, caste, creed, religion. Uh, During his time, there is a conflict between Muslim versus Hindu. So he also wrote various dohas condemning that fight and tried to mm, solve that problem in his own way. Okay. Second one is second one is Radas. He also acted as a bridge between Hindus and lower caste. Okay, because some people of Hindu community try to exploit people of lower caste. Okay, and they consider themselves as a superior than this type of people. So conflict arises, and that guy try to solve that problem in a good manner. Third one is Buddha. He also tried to solve problem related to religion, caste, creed, lower, upper knowledge, and poor, rich. Okay, and try to give simple ways through which people can attain nirvana. Okay, and give a tool called meditation through which people gain ultimate knowledge. Fourth one is Shiva. Okay, we call them as a destroyer. Okay, or ultimate guru, Adi Yogi, or Yogi, which is very insane, and no one before that exist. Okay, that means all type of religion, all type of knowledge, all type of divine entity live here and spread knowledge in the world through that, so that people try to solve their problem in a good manner. Okay, this person create a university in Banaras called BHU. That means Banaras Hindu University. And this university is so big and so and so big and also covers so many dimensions in the area of knowledge that every type of people study here and spread their knowledge in the world. All type of college, department, university are within this campus only. And see, this campus is the biggest residential campus in the whole Asia. Okay, I think five institutions exist in that campus, and many departments of each institution also exist in this university. Okay, for example, if I take 2 to 3, I study in this university, and my faculty is science faculty. Okay, another one is, let's say, called art. Third one is, let's say, called agriculture. Fourth one is, you call them IIT or technology. Fourth one is, you call as medical. Okay, sixth one you call it as just law. Okay, law is in, of course, in art. Law also there. So what I try to say here is that seventh one is art, visual arts, performing arts. Very interesting thing, a temple, a very beautifully architectural work of a temple exists in this campus. We call them as a Vishwanath temple. And it is a very beautiful temple. Okay, so all kinds of people live in this campus and study various things and spread that knowledge in the whole world, and through their knowledge solve problems of the world. Okay, so this is a very great university, and a child brain about building this university, a man behind that idea is called Madan Mohan Malvi. Okay, because I name of the series is Varanasi, so without taking the name of BHU, we cannot cannot even say that we completed the series. Okay, on knowledge. So I show you some pictures, and through that picture we try to understand the concept of knowledge. See, Saraswati, in Hinduism we describe the dimension of knowledge in the form of goddess, and we name that goddess Saraswati. That means Saraswati is a goddess of knowledge. Okay, so people worship this goddess so that her grace is upon us and we gain whatever we want to gain in this world, and where we lack, goddesses help us. Okay, so, and this is a non-physical concept. Okay, you cannot say, show me where is God. It is a non-physical dimension which you can just experience. You cannot see this. This is above your five senses. Okay, so you experience that dimension, and many. people attribute their knowledge to many other entities. Okay, some people worship book, some people worship tree, some people worship goddess, some people worship stone, some people worship water. Okay, so all these things, everything in the cosmos is worship, everything in the cosmos is worship worthy. But if we call it a dimension as knowledge, we worship everything and try to gain knowledge from each and every object. And by into gaining that knowledge, we worship a goddess in Hindu mythology, and this is a very beautifully articulated thing. And people describe that dimension in this way. Okay, uh, many different people describe knowledge in many other things. Okay, I just took this picture because that religion is very ancient, and things which are very ancient have impact on all other things which come after that. That's why I take this picture. Okay, it's not just because I propagate that this one is best and other not. No, all are best, but I took this just because it is ancient. See, Ganesha also in Hinduism, he is considered as author of the four Vedas. Four Vedas which describe all type of knowledge in the cosmos. Okay, all type of knowledge, be it dance, music, art, literature, poetry, legends about life, about atomic, about cosmic, about inanimate, about animate, about human being, about the life process of human being, about their birth, karma, their death, what is happening after death, what happens before birth, how do people conduct their life so that they live a full-fledged life, a good life, and what type of behavior they conduct in their family, outside, how the whole mechanism of human life works. Okay, and what can I say? In everything, whatever you think of, I bet you 80 to 90% of the problems are solved through these Vedas. Okay, so one very interesting things I found in these Vedas is when I am struggling with the issue of life. Okay, that means how many species are there on planet Earth, and how can we see them, and how I am able to gain that knowledge about species, how many numbers are there, how they look, what type of what type of their shapes are, in which color they appear on planet Earth. Each species are only on planet Earth or on other planets also. That means all these questions are disturbing me a lot. Okay, but I found very beautiful concept in this Vedas, and after that I am becoming a fan of this Vedas. That they describe 84 like species in the world, and also mention that these species are just when one species die, other species emerge, and when another one die, and another emerges, and these 84 like species are in constant. Okay, okay, uh, from small to and big. If one species destroy, another species have large in number. Okay, that means 84 lakh species is fixed, but also their number is also fixed. If you try to disturb that, planet is going in a very bad turmoil, and people suffer that and face that turmoil. Okay, so he is a god of author of Vedas. What could you say? Author of Vedas. In a very elaborate book. These are four Vedas. Name of these four Vedas is Rig Ved, Yajur Samved, Atharvaved. Okay, these are written in Sanskrit. Okay, Sanskrit is the ancient language after Tamil. First one is Tamil, then Sanskrit, and after that all other languages. Okay, Hindi, English, and other Indian language have found their base in Sanskrit, but that language is completely different. And also its writing is very beautiful. Okay, if you want to, let's say, try to write Rig Veda, you have to write it in this way, and your whole hand is twisting and turning when you try to write this. Okay, Yajurved, Samved, and Atharvaved, and these always describe different thing. Okay, and these are considered as the ultimate book. If you talk about book, these are the ultimate book. Okay, no any book beat these books. Okay, because it contains so much knowledge. Okay, if it's in its original form, because people read some text from this and try to manipulate in its own way and spread in the world. That is not true. What is originally written, if you try to grasp that thing in your own way and try to tell people so that completely truth come out from this book, that is a good. Okay, so this book are problems as well as solution. It depends how people use it. Cosmos. Okay, why I take this picture, why I take the picture of cosmos here, because when you try to gain knowledge, first of all you have to download all the information in the cosmos from its beginning to its end, if we consider physical dimension, and from beginningless to endless if we consider its non-physical dimension, and try to interpret that data and solve all type of problem based on that data. Okay, when you download the whole data in your mind and try to solve problems based on that data, there is no problem that you are not able to solve that data. Okay, if you, let's say, if you download the whole data, so whatever problem come in your mind, you solve using this type of data. What nowadays computers or what kind of supercomputers are doing. Okay, your mind is super computer. Okay, if you download the data from the whole cosmos and try to solve the problems based on that data, or even data which is not available yet. Okay, but you touch that dimension. Okay, okay, then you solve problems which are not solvable till now. So five elements of existence. See here, nothing, that means space. This one is fire. I think no, not space. Air, water, soil, and space you are not able to see here, but space contain all these all these four dimensions, and combining all these five elements, the whole creation is made. Okay, so space, you can say that which is not space, but here ether, soil, water, air, fire. These five things make five elements, and space is totally different than all these five. Okay, so one, two, three, four, five. Also, some I write down here percentage about them. Fire is 4%, so air is 6%, water is 72%, soil is 12%, and ether is 4%. Okay, when you combine all this, you get a number called 100%. Okay, 12 6 18 1872. I'm sorry, I think ether is also 6%, just fire is 4%. Yeah. Okay, so when you combine 72, 12, 6, 6, 4, you get 100%. Okay, so I took this picture here because I try to tell you about how just combining these five elements we create the whole creation. Everything in the creation is made up of these five elements. Okay, percentage may vary here and there, but everything in the cosmos, everything in the creation is made up of this, be it plant, animal, inanimate, animate, all type of species, all type of species of plant, all type of species of animals. Okay, all these things are made up of this. If you take yourself as a life form, for example, of course your life, if you take yourself as example, your body contains 72% water, 12% soil, 4% fire, 6% air, and 6% ether. If you disturb any of these five things, you become sick or any disease got you. Okay, so again these five things are again problem and solution. If you mess up with this, you create problem for yourself and also from your family and society, nation, world, cosmos, if you go on a larger scale. And if you balance these five things, you keep yourself well and also the whole world in a good state. Nowadays our whole money in the world, what can I say, a large sum of amount of money in the world is going in the health sector. Okay, so if we solve the problem of health, large amount of money is, what can I say, saved, and that money can be utilized in any other dimension, in any other area which we are as a human being are not able to explore till now. Okay, and solve other problems which are very essential to solve. Okay, so health is directly associated with these five elements. See, this is a picture of a human mechanism, how beautifully this mechanism is created by the creator. Okay, what a beautiful architecture if you see that image. Okay, if you cut this picture in two parts, it is very much symmetrical. See, okay, just wait. If you cut this picture, you can see it's very much symmetrical, half part here, half part here. Okay, one hand here, hand here, one leg here, one leg here. Okay, one eye, one eye, one nose, one nose. Okay, so your your mechanism is very symmetrical if you cut alongside, and if you align this architectural piece with the whole cosmos, you very quickly gain knowledge about everything. If you not align, you may gain something here and something from there, but you do not complete the whole knowledge. Okay, for example, let's say if I can say this is the whole knowledge, and if I divide this into, for example, okay, this is not reality, I divide this into 20 parts. So if you align your body with the cosmos, or what can I say, with the creator's creation, you gain all 20, you gain the knowledge about all 20 parts. Okay, but if you not, you gain, I can say, 2 part, 3 part, or no, even no part. Okay, no part. Okay, that means how perfectly you align your whole body with the creator's creation, that much possibility in you that you gain that knowledge. Okay, it's just like as better as you become in future in the context of aligning your body with the cosmos, that much of knowledge you gain. Okay, so be fit and be align your whole mechanism with the cosmos, so that you can gain all type of knowledge and you face very little disturbance in your whole life. See, cell, from single cell, from this single cell we made up of like this. Okay, initially when a life form exists in human body, it is just a single cell. When this cell break up in many parts, and after a few years it convert into a form of a life, and that cell divided into various parts and make our hands, our mind, our leg, and other inner parts, liver, kidney. Okay, so this, see how much intelligence this cell has. Okay, and every cell, I can say average life, if you live a good life for a human being, it's 100 years. Okay, and if you're a divine entity, you have no beginning and no end. And actually, for even if a human being live a good life, so after death he take a form of life which is free from the bondage of life, death, and karma. Okay, so in today's world, we describe knowledge in this form. See, clearly see here, like pencils, books, plants. I tell you, initially everything in the cosmos, from its beginning to its end, from its beginningless to endless. Okay, from atom to cosmos, from you yourself, from inside to outside, everything, from everything you gain knowledge. Okay, so whatever picture you draw in the context of knowledge, everything is valuable and everything is right. Okay, here atom, when you graduated, you wear this cap. Okay, this is a symbol of mind and energy. So this is just a depiction of knowledge in the form of pictorial form, in a pictorial form. Okay, so what I initially described about BHU, see how this campus look like. Okay, what architecture, what is, what can I say, plan behind building this whole campus. Okay, so see, this one is temple in the middle of the whole campus, and other things surrounded by it. These are campuses, universities where students learn. Okay, this one is also campus, and inside ways hostels are built in which students live. Okay, so in next lecture I try to describe the whole thing in a holistic manner, and I try to tell you about each and every department and how it's look. Okay, just it's a overview of the whole campus, and see how beautifully crafted. One thing I admire about this campus is its natural beauty. Okay, see, three basic problem in the world is health, education, and environment. If you keep environment well, your health automatically are in a good state, and when you are healthy, your education is also in good state. That means just keep environment in a good state, you solve all these two problems automatically. Okay, so this campus solve all these problem in just one shot. Okay, and see, everywhere some problems are there. So here problem is that people very easily come in this campus, but they do not dedicate their whole life for the knowledge, or what can I say, whatever type of act they want to do. They just enjoy the facility of this campus and go outside and do any other small things. Okay, very few people dedicate their whole life and come out from this campus in a good manner. And also, great scientists, great beings are also come out from this campus. What can I say? A physician, C.V. Raman, gain knowledge from here. A man, chemistry man, what its name is, I do not remember, but he is also very famous, and that guy study here. Okay, so what can I say is this university provide you a much facility. If you utilize that facility and try to convert that facility into your, what can I say, into your path of gaining or achieving everything from the cosmos, you are able to do it. And also fee structure of this university is very low. Okay, what can I say, it's just for maintenance work of this university, and every other thing is free in this university. Okay, so this university is very beautiful, and the idea behind building this university is great, and work provided by this university to the student all over the world and from 100 years is phenomenal. Okay, so I bow down to the university because I also study from here, and I mesmerized by the facility provided by this university. Okay, and also the way its architecture is built. Okay, so I just stop here. Namaskaram, and I try to stop here, and I'm mesmerized by this university, and please spread this knowledge in the world so that everyone who is lacking from the knowledge gain that knowledge and go in the world and spread this